let me know, Tucker.
Please,
see if I can twist his arm. He lives. He's lecturing all over the world, but he lives in Sedona and Payson, and then he comes down to Scottsdale sometimes. So maybe we could get him down here. All right. In every culture and in every medical tradition before ours, healing was accomplished by moving energy. That's another quote from our PhD that found actinomycin in the synthesis of vitamin C. All right. So acupuncture, polarity, reflexology, shiatsu. You know, we talk about these systems and saying this electronic system of the body, but they're all good. They all can make change. Can we measure some of it? Yes, but now we've got the more technological things to be able to have a cold laser or a scanner in my hand and actually be able to measure that frequency. Okay. Energy's everywhere. It's the currency of all human interactions. It's involved in all information exchanges and at every level of the cosmos, not just in us. It's all about energy. It's all about frequency. Schumann response, that's a light bulb hitting the ground. With that Schumann response, when lightning hits, creates the vibration of the Earth's electromagnetic field. That's between 7 and 8 hertz. It's around 7.8 hertz most of the time. So if the Earth's electromagnetic field is at 7.8 hertz, what does that mean to us? Studies show that DNA replication, DNA repair, cellular repair in us happens around 7.8 hertz. And isn't that interesting? We are ungrounded to the earth in the Schumann response. We have on rubber-soled shoes. We're inside all the time. When's the last time you grounded yourself barefoot on the ground and connected with the Earth's electromagnetic field? People who are depressed, who are anxious, that have PTSD, all that, one of the best, most profound treatments I have found is get them outside with their shoes off on the ground. Ground them. They're out here. And most of us are. We're not grounding ourselves with that frequency anymore. Talk about a healing response. So that hug a tree thing is works. All right. Some of the studies that have been done, and this is in, if you look at that book with Oshman, he'll give you some of the studies, but it's the Earth's magnetic field. With that Schumann response, they know changes are alpha brainwaves in the pineal gland. And you know that homing pigeons and all that, that's all about their pineal gland and having that electromagnetic ability to find where they're going. That's all about electromagnetic. That's how they find. They're where they always come back to the same place every year. That pineal gland being changed with the alpha waves is that part of that perineural system that we talked about. And what's interesting is that when a practitioner is in a meditative or a healing state, and this is the hands-on healing part, is that, and we've got some slides in a minute that show that frequency between 7 and 8 hertz is what can be measured from the palm of a healer's hand. Not only that, but the change in the person that they're treating was 7.8 hertz. And we already know what that does with injury repair, with replication. So can we document the reality of somebody going into a very good, a very meditative, wonderful state to heal somebody with their hand? Yes, and it was a group of researchers that were set out to say, hey, all this hands-on healing stuff is placebo. It's nothing else but placebo. Well, placebo is real because we make changes when we believe something, but I won't go there. That's another lecture about placebo being very real. But what they did was they sent them out there and they actually did find that they could measure frequency differences from those healers' hands and find it changing in the patients that they were working. Yeah.
When that effect, that communication between the patient and healer occurs, has it been observed to be a form of entrainment?
It is entrainment.
Okay.
That is, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. It is entrainment because that entrainment from 7.8 hertz is a coupling effect, and it's causing 7.8 hertz in that projected, field that they're projecting into a tissue. So it is entrainment. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Firmer hands, increasing cell growth, cell respiration, enhances DNA and protein synthesis, and projects information into the tissues. What What's this? Let's see. Sensitive individuals can feel the fields around the body. They can detect the presence of injury or disease. There are people, what do dogs do? What are we using dogs for now? To find cancer, right? How are they finding it? Is it something they're sniffing? And I think it's something beyond. I think I've got another line out here if you keep going. Yeah, because they are very into, yeah, just keep going. Yeah, there you go. Okay, keep going, one more. There you go. Modern biomedical and biophysical research is starting to provide the scientific basis for this, that there are certain individuals do have a gift that way. They can project it and they can feel it. They can sense it more. We all have the ability. We just turn on our minds and turn that off. But it's there. We all have that ability. EMF and cortisol, I won't go too much into that, but the whole stress response, we're talking about behavioral health. You know, we know that when cortisol is high, there is a real balance, and there's been quite a bit of studies about the Earth's electromagnetic field and its correlation with cortisol levels and what that does. And we talked about this, about rubber-soled shoes and not getting out there and not being able to sleep. You know, sleep increases growth hormone. I'm preaching to the choir, right? Decreases blood pressure, free radical, and increases healing. We know the power of sleep. So grounding ourselves and getting our nervous systems and our matrix into a regulatory pattern is important for us. And we'll keep on. This has been around a while. The first time that we recorded the electricity from the heart, the first time we started, it was in 1906. Nobel Prize in 1924 by Enthoven was before documenting that we create an electromagnetic field around the body. Now we have something called a SQUID, a superconducting quantum interference device. It measures, it's like our newest way to measure and document these fields that we're talking about. And there's a picture of it, we can't see, we'll keep going on. It measures the heart's electromagnetic field from 5 to 15 feet away. 15 feet away. So talk about entrainment. When somebody walks into the room and people don't like them, it might not just be their personality. It may be something about their field and how that changes you. Certain people calm you down, certain people get you excited. Is it just their personality? No, because sometimes they can be in a high or low mood, but generally how they make you feel. And that's part of what we consider the entrainment part. And your heartbeat, if you will be around someone and relax into a state with them, will entrain. If you put pendulum clocks on a wall and you start them all at different times and they're beating, what happens if you leave them alone over time? That's a clock. They entrain, they start beating together. What do women do? And that's just it's a physics thing. That's just a law of physics. We don't know how or why. They're mechanisms like we are.
That's a function of the length of the pendulum.
They will start in training. It doesn't matter. Your heart's different than mine. Can they beat together?
But we're not.
I couldn't get my head wrapped around it either, but read the research. That's what happens. We don't know everything. And we don't, yeah, which is this whole space-time, you know, quantum physics, beyond quantum physics that we don't understand. It's not about the mechanism. It's about entrainment of a frequency that they will start going together, and our hearts will as well. Okay, let's keep going. Simultaneous recordings of the heart's electric and magnetic field, just to show you that electromagnetic